First and foremost, I got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua B'Shem Dash. Give honors to the apostles of GMS Ruel. Shalom to the faithful men. It's always continuing doing the work of the Lord. Now, Lord willing, I just want to make a quick video on how important, how you supposed to be consistent in this truth, man. Your doctrines, your teaching, you know, you ain't supposed to be all over the goddamn place, man. You know, you got iuic, you got one of their members, you know, it's something with them every fucking week, man. But now you got one of their members saying, you know, acknowledging that RFID technology, and they said the mark of the beast. You know, that's all I seen. So I know Apostle Ramlat, I heard he said that, you know, that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to bring that in and then not give the apostles no credit. You know, all this time they've been talking shit about us, you know, for what we've been saying. Claim, god damn. But anyways, you know, but they're gonna be caught slipping now. Now they get caught slipping. Now they changing the doctrine once again. You know, and what I'm probably thinking, I don't know exactly, but what I'm thinking maybe is that their congregation is probably like talking like, man, look, this shit looking like, you know, maybe, I don't know, because it just changed every fucking week, man. It damn near, pretty much is what it seemed like. And probably their congregation is probably talking like, man, this shit looking like the mark of the beast, you know, this, that, and the third. Who knows? But either way, it looks like they trying to bring that up in there now, and let's see, man, you know. And like I said, iuic, they have the reputation for changing doctrine all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? So, real quick, get a few precepts on that. Lock it. Let me pop up in here real quick. Oh fuck. Hold on, let me go somewhere else. I don't want to be right here. God damn. My fault, brothers. So lock you for that. This goddamn car. But anyways, you know, that's not the way we supposed to be, man. Fuck it, I'm gonna just park right here. I don't give a fuck. But anyways, that's not the way we supposed to be. We supposed to be consistent in our doctrine. Let me see. Wax old. This is Sirach 70. What the fuck? I'm tripping. Sirach 11 and 20. Be steadfast in thy covenant. Yeah, steadfast, man. If you steadfast, that means you unmovable, man. You ain't gonna be weeping and wobbling and going this way, going that way. Nah. And that's how it is with these different doctrines, man. They keep changing shit. You know, it's just, that's not a good look, man. You gotta be sure, man. And this man, Bishop Nate, man, you've been in the truth way too goddamn long, bro, to just keep switching things, man. You should be sure of yourself, man. And it just makes it seem like you ain't sure. You know? It's just not a good look, bro. But anyways, it says, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work. Right, wax old in thy work. The apostles have been teaching about the MOTB, is the mark, you know, that you know, that technology, you know what I'm talking about, is the mark of the beast, man. They ain't changed. They ain't switching, going this way, going that way. They always been the same from the beginning, you know. That, it just shows how unsure that you are, man. Matter of fact, James 1 and 8, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Right, man? So you being double-minded. One moment you say this, next moment you say that, next week you change this, and then you keep changing, bro. It's not, like, what the hell? You know, you teach your congregation, they taking notes and go, okay, this means that, okay, and then now a year later, now you change it again. Like, what the fuck? Now you gotta unlearn what you just learned, and now you gotta learn another breakdown. It's like, what the hell, man? Now this man talking about what he said, certain Benjamite tribes or certain Benjamite people are from the tribe of Dan. Like, where the fuck you get that from? You know? He's just changing, man. And it was a time period where he was teaching the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And now you over here mocking him, man. Probably because, yeah, he sold out. Ain't no way in hell, bro. Even if he didn't sign Esau's papers and sold his soul, he still sold out. Because, you know, he's teaching the way he's teaching to draw people in. You know, he don't want to offend the women, so hey, you're going off if you have multiple wives, you know, and all this other bullshit that he's teaching, man. Going to Kenya. What are you going to Kenya for, man? You just want more people. You just want this to go global so you can have more money. That's really what it is, man. Let's be real. Right? You selling t-shirt fringes, whatever the hell, breakdowns and shit, man. That shit off. But anyways, this is Ephesians 1, 14 and 4. Goddamn. Ephesians 4 and 14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive, right? So you can't be as a child, man. You know, matter of fact, let me pull this up. Because a child would believe anything somebody fucking tell them. They hey, you know, the goddamn bunny shits out eggs, and they just toss to and fro, man. You know, but it says 1 Corinthians 14 and 20, brethren, be not children understanding, howbeit in malice be ye children, but in understanding be men. Right, so yeah, man. So in understanding, fuck everything else. In this truth, this is where you gotta have a mind of a man. You know what I'm saying? And a man stands up for what he believes in, man. He's very sure of himself. A man is confident. A man ain't, you know, a child is very all over the place, man. They have no guidance. But a man, he got guidance. Okay, I believe this. This is what I believe. You know, he ain't gonna be wavering back and forth. That's also a trait of a woman too, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to appease people's feelings and, oh, I feel, you know, my energy. I want to give people good energy. Man, fuck all that, man. Just teach the truth, man. Even if it doesn't offend. Well, guess what, man? If you want to teach these scriptures, it's going to offend the majority of the people that you teach. You know? And you gotta accept that, man. You can't try to sugarcoat it and trying to make it all, you know, entertainment so people can be drawn in. That's what these different Israelite camps do, man. They got the crazy thumbnail, the crazy title, all bishop, this the elder, this he burned the streets up. Man, come on, dude. What is like? It's just tacky, really. It's really just tacky. And you seeking your own glory. Just put a scripture or something, man. You don't gotta do all that shit, man. Let me see. You know? You don't gotta do all that shit, man. Oh, Salakia. It's the elder brother. I wanted to see what he was talking about, but anyways, get a couple more, man. It's just a quick one. Just a quick one, you know. Proverbs 24 and 21, my son, fear thou Yahweh and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change, man. So you different Israelite camp people that in these different Israelite camps, the wrong camps. Man, look at your leaders, man. You can't be amongst them, because they just always giving to change. Their mind's gonna change again and again and again. So why be around somebody like that, man? You know, the scripture says Yahweh Shai is the same yesterday, today, and forever, man. You think he gonna be fucking changing his doctrine over and over again, man? That's the mindset of a Christian, man. They say in the Old Testament is this way, in the New Testament, you know, God changed his mind, he changed. No, it's the same. You know? So if your leader is always changing shit, man, changing doctrine, then that should be a fucking sign. Sirach 27 and 11. The discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom, but a fool changes as the moon. Right. The moon always changing, man. The crescent moon, the full moon, the new moon, whiner, no, whatever the hell, all that shit. You know? You can't be like that, man. Be like the fucking sun. The sun don't really change like that. You know? Be sure of yourself, man. Be sure, matter of fact, be sure of the doctrine. How the hell you gonna be sure of the doctrine if it changed all the goddamn time? How the fuck you spell doctrine? Hold on. Salaki. Oh fuck. Bitch. Ain't that what I put the first time? Ain't that what I put, Jake? Jake smack. I might be mixing scriptures. Hold on. I might be mixing scriptures. Oh, this is a good one. Titus 1:9, holding fast the faithful word as ye have been taught, that he may be able to, by sound doctrine, both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. Yeah, man. So if your doctrine always changing, that's not sound doctrine. That's just some bullshit. All right. Let me see. Hebrews 13:9, be not carried about with diverse and strange doctrines, for it's a good thing that the heart be established, right, established with grace, not with meats which have not profited them that have been occupied therein. How the hell are you going to be established if you keep changing? All right, that doesn't make no sense. All right. Now, let me see. I'm going to find this one, because I think it's a short word, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I think that was the one I wanted, I guess. I don't know. I might be thinking about something else. But I'm going to read this. 2 Peter 1:19. It says, we have also a more sure word of prophecy. Right, a sure word. Yeah, like I said, if your doctrine always changing, how the hell is that being sure? That's not sure. You know, and that's another thing, too. That's why a lot of people change their doctrines, too, to appease people. Because the truth, really, sometimes it's boring. Sometimes you might hear a lesson, it might be boring as hell. You know? Who gives a fuck, man? That's the way the Lord wants it, man. If you want entertainment, you can go to iuic, man. Because, hey, they changed their doctrine so many goddamn times. Go to Sakari. You know? That's why a lot of people change their doctrines, too, because they want to appease the crowd. They want to get people on the edge of their seats. If they hear the same scripture every day, you know, then people eventually gonna get boring. They're gonna get bored. And they're gonna want some type of excitement, some type of entertainment. So yeah, man, it's just sad, man, the way these damn leaders is doing. But hey, prophecy gotta be fulfilled, man. You know, you keep changing shit, man. Because that, like the scripture says, you adding and you taking from the scriptures, the Lord gonna destroy you, you know? So that's pretty much the point, man. Hopefully that was edifying. We give our praise and glory to Apple Shemi Ashab, Bishop Kakadash, to the apostles of GMS Ruel, to the brothers in this works, down to say shalom.